Hi everyone, this is Storm the Albatross, and today I will be reading you all Sesame Street episode 666. Sesame Street Lost episode creepypasta. Now, this was read by both the Shadow Reader and the Shadow Lioness, who both say that they actually dislike this story. I wonder why. That's what I'm about to find out. I've been a backbone for Team Babylon, so I should actually give this a chance. Now let's begin with the story. I started working at PBS back in 1971 for my brand new job. I got to watch new episodes of shows like Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, and others right before they got on the air. For the most part, I had a super fun, cool, and awesome time up until I quit my job in 1985. But quitting wasn't the worst part. The worst part was in 1974. Me and 5 other interns, their names were Henry, Joey, Sean, Allison, and Sammy, were ready to watch a new episode of Sesame Street. We all expected it to be the first episode of season 6, but what we saw was very different from what was later broadcasted. I mean, very. The intro was overall normal, like the one you see in real season 6 episodes, but the episode started to get abnormal as soon as it got to the first shot. It started off with Big Bird walking down Sesame Street to visit Oscar. For some reason, however, Oscar looked angry, and as if something aggravated him. Big Bird looked depressed as Oscar was yelling at him, even though he didn't do anything to frustrate him. I was confused by this scene, and I could tell the other interns were thinking the same way as I was. Then it cut to Elmo, or at least what looked like a prototype of him, sitting on a sofa. The odd thing was, number 1, Elmo technically didn't exist back in 1974. He actually did, but his fame wasn't a thing yet. And number 2, he wasn't a puppet. He was a live costume, similar to Big Bird, with a performer inside him. Then he said something that shocked us. His voice was the same voice used long before Kevin Clash voiced him, as heard in the 10th episode of season 1. He said, "Listen up, all you people. Elmo is about to mess Sesame Street up and make everyone Elmo's slaves. Elmo will hunt you down. Elmo will hunt you all down. Then Elmo will make all your lives. You all face the kiss of death. You all must burn in the fire." Ooh. I, along with a couple other interns, started to get nervous as Elmo said that. In the next shot, we saw Cookie Monster, except he was all red. Then he yelled, "Listen up, everyone. I'm about to kill my creator, Jim Henson." Jim Henson then walked in and said, "Excuse me, Cookie Monster, but why are you looking all red?" Immediately after Jim spoke, Cookie Monster grabbed a knife out of nowhere and started stabbing rapidly at Jim Henson. After killing Jim, he started eating him. He pulled out his brains, guts, heart, flesh, eyeballs, and other internal organs and ate all of them. It was revolting. Then we saw Grover in an airplane. He had an empty beer bottle and an iPhone, which made little sense because iPhones didn't even exist back then. Grover got drunk all of a sudden and ran to the emergency exit. He opened the door and jumped out. He fell to the ground and died. I actually got sad at this point, but the other interns didn't. However, when the next scene came, it scared us horribly. It showed Big Bird being thrown off a cliff into the ocean by an anonymous masked perpetrator with an anvil on his leg. He tried to free himself, but the anvil underwater for from the anvil underwater for around a minute or so and drowned. The next scene showed Ernie sitting on the chair. A noose was visible up above. Ernie was writing a suicide note. It said, "Dear Darby, life sucks." It always had and had not improved one bit. At this point, my life sucks so badly that I have no choice but to end it all. If my suicide affects everyone negatively, I apologize in advance. Lastly, I have to thank all my family and friends for the support they have given me throughout my time here on Sesame Street. Goodbye, world. Signed, Ernie. Then he hanged himself on said noose. Bert then appeared. When he found the body of Ernie, he gave a lifeless expression. However, what he did next was just odd yet horrifying. He looked down Ernie's already lifeless corpse and ate his brain. I don't know why he did this. I just don't. The credits were in Japanese, a distorted version of the music normally heard in Season 6 credits played. Then the episode finally ended. The other interns were shocked. Some were ticked off. I was just speechless. Two of the interns claimed to have seen an image that flashed on the screen for a frame or two at the end of the credits, though neither one of them could see what it was. We made an agreement to rewind the footage to see if it was real, and sure enough, it was. The image was a photo showing Elmo standing in front of the same living room backdrop seen in the episode. He was holding a large cardboard sign that said in big black letters, "Elmo will find all of you," written in black marker. What happened next was so horrifying that even after weeks of therapy, I can't get it out of my mind. We saw Elmo, or actually someone in an Elmo suit, oddly enough. It was the same costume that was used in the episode, burst through the door to the room that we were in. The person inside the suit was insane and had a gunshot in one of his hands. He began to head right for us while shouting, "Here comes a candle to light you to bed. And here comes a chopper to chop off your head," while shooting his gun all over the place. Fortunately, me and the 5 other interns got away unharmed. The guy in the costume was a psychopath who kidnapped the producers to create this said horrid episode. Me and the other interns realized that on one article on the Huffington Post, it said the said psychopath later got a life sentence in jail for a murder charge that had nothing to do with the episode. Everyone, including us, was relieved. Anyway, the reason why I quit was because in late 1985, by then, Elmo appeared in its modern form. I was just resting on the couch watching TV, when suddenly I heard a voice that sounded like Kevin Clash's Elmo voice. It whispered, "Sesame Street is over now. Try to keep this interesting for Elmo." I looked back, and what I saw was horrifying. What I saw was an Elmo plushie with blood on it. It had a knife in its hand and a gun in the other, and had a creepy grin, and its eyes were nothing except for empty black holes. And I viewed to the TV. The screen was in Japanese. After a few hours of trying to figure out what the text translated to, I realized what it meant. "You're the next victim. Elmo will hunt you down. Praise the Dark Lord. Soon I will be next." And that was Sesame Street episode 666 at Sesame Street Lost episode Creepypasta. What do I think of it? Okay, this is actually pretty disappointing. I mean, there are some parts that are very confusing to read. And another thing why I don't like this is because, as you could tell by the title, the devil's number, that was used an awful lot. It may have worked in the past, but it's not working now. Oh, and if you hear the meowing and the paws running, I want to say I'm sorry. That was Bailey's cat. We actually got her into the studio. But anyway, now the paragraph structuring is alright, but the sentence structuring is okay, but the story, it's really bad. I don't really like it. Author, if you're watching this, I would probably put it in Google Docs and try to make a story a little bit better. Just try not to... Well, unless if it goes well with your story, you might not want to add the devil references on there. So, overall, the story's alright. Just, the story's okay. No, actually, I don't really like it. It's very garbage. I'm disappointed at it. Now, what do you all think of this creepypasta? Did you like it or did you not? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. And as for me, I'm just gonna go make a sandwich. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich. For my lunch. Thank you all very much for watching. This is Storm the Albatross, signing off. See ya.